It's weird not doing all the bells and whistles like the countdown. Oh man, got the tripod set up on one of Lady Prime's shoes. Yeah, it's weird not doing like the the countdown and the song playing. I'm gonna have to get used to that being over there. Let's switch this. Hold on one second. Boom. Hopefully it'll switch with me. There we go. There we go. All right. I forgot that because I'm using the phone, I've got to put the comments on this side. Like when I highlight the chat, got to be on this side because if not, my hand will constantly, get in the way. It would have been similar like this every time someone would have commented. With that said, I hope my audio is clear. I hope everything is a-okay. And yeah, what's up, David? Let me know if that that audio is working, man. Bottom tier collector, I'll be recording, but I'll come in as soon as possible. Yeah, I saw that you messaged me on Instagram that you were going to record. I'm sorry, David. The stream is going to be my hand. So there we go. Say good morning, David. Comics and wrestling. So you're off today? Is that what it is? Thanks. I appreciate that. I don't think he's in yet. I think he was putting together his WrestleMania 7 review. He had messaged me on Instagram. Actually, I sent him a really, really good video of or an Instagram little clip of Bret Hart versus the Dynamite Kid, and man, there was some snug backbreakers. They were pretty good stuff. Figured I'd go an hour early today because I need to kind of end a little early or earlier because I need to do some things. We are approaching the end of Ollie's school year, so yeah. What's up, David? You gonna come on and talk wrestling or what? Was Monday not becoming Thursday? I'm not even gonna lie. About 10 minutes before I went live, I was like, man, I should message everybody and just tell them to meet me Thursday. Yes, Dynamite Kid. Like it's crazy. It's crazy because I had never really watched a Dynamite Kid match until way later. Way later. Thanks, Lady Prime. Thanks. I'd never, and maybe I had seen a Dynamite Kid match before, but I didn't remember it for sure. So I had seen a whole library, volumes and volumes of Chris Benoit. So the first time I flipped on a Kid Dynamite match was probably me doing a similar thing that what Bottom Tier's doing, but I would have did mine on MySpace, just going through the WrestleManias, and I was talking about WrestleMania 2, and I just could not believe how I was seeing Chris Benoit on my screen. I mean, it was Dynamite Kid, but Chris had taken so many mannerisms from Dynamite Kid, the way he executes his moves, just the way he walks, the way he stalked his opponents, like it's so crazy. It was good. He was good. Not this time cleaning the house this morning, maybe next Monday. Well, yeah. Just let me know. Let me know. Let me know if that's what you want to do, and we'll kind of stick a theme to it or something like that. Maybe we'll give each other a wrestling an assignment this week. We'll watch a match, and then we'll talk about it next week or something. I don't know, but let me know. Let me know. Yes, I'm here. I changed my mind about watching people still on hold with content. I was going to say something. I wasn't sure. In fact, me and Bottom Tier were kind of. I guess he messaged me wondering, well, if you were okay. I guess because of your post. And so I thought about it. I was like, oh man, we won't see Neil today. But good to see you, Neil. And dude, I get like going on a like content hold. In fact, I'm part of a chat group on Instagram with those members of the Brian LCS channel. And I think it was Phil was talking about it, that he takes a day away from YouTube And man, now maybe I'm speaking out of turn. I'm putting Phil on blast. Oh, but he says he takes a day away from comics and YouTube. Like no comic reading, no YouTube viewing, and it's just a way to get himself, kind of a reset. And I was like, man, that's pretty smart. Um, I'm good on the comic ends. I'm doing terrible with about reading. That's coming soon, though. I think I'll be able to get myself in a position where I'll be able to read better. Let's see. Well, that's fantastic, David. I think we do something to be fun. Hey, Sid's here. Good morning, Sid. I haven't seen you in a while. Man. I hope you're doing all right. It's been a while since I played a game, so that's probably a reason. I haven't game streamed in quite a while. I had been doing Breath of the Wild, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and then my son took my copy of the game, put it in his Switch, and I can't name the last time I've seen the actual cartridge, so he's been playing that a lot, which I should have been doing some Breath of the Wild gameplay since Tears of the Kingdom is coming out. The sequel is coming out a few weeks, so I'm looking forward to that. What's everyone's opinions on YouTube friendships? Well, yeah, I think like kind of YouTube friendships. Well, I think like social media friendships. I think they're legit. They're real. I mean, it's going to be hard because like Bottom Tier has an. I mean, him. Oh man, alive. He and myself have an agreement, an understanding that he can message me, and it may be hours before I'll answer it. And I let him know, and he's kind of similar to me. Like we have that similar mindset when it comes to DMs, to messages, like personal messages, whatever you want to say. We have that mindset that like I'm going to send you this message when you can get to it. Even if you read it and don't respond right away, like I understand, like you're doing something, because I'm not there. I'm not there, like Neil, in your personal life, like you're at home life. So I don't know what you've got going on at home. So like if I ever send you a message and you take 2 days to respond to it, like I'm not going to get upset about it. But I know that there are some people who will take that mindset that they'll get upset. They feel like it's a one-sided friendship. It's not the case. You just got to know where you stand, because I don't want to say that YouTube is not real life. Obviously it is, but I feel like we're kind of playing characters too. You don't know the things that I hide. Like the Lady Prime will tell you anytime you guys don't know. So I think it's good. I think it's good. Hold on, we'll get to the chat to see what they commented on it. Sorry, I wasn't going blank on the thought. You better be good. You better be all good, Neil. I'm still doing it from my phone this week. Lady Prime needs the laptop for another week of studying. Online friendships in general can be great. I agree. But the fishing of cats can suck. I don't know what is. Oh man, about to drive to Disneyland. See, I've done Disney World. I've gone the other way. One of these days, I want to make it out to the West Coast. Here we go. There you go. I get too involved, I think, with friendships online. Not like romance, but I kind of trust people too much. I mean that can be that could be something that happens, yeah. And I don't know, man. It's you got to know how much to invest in it, I guess is what I'm saying. Because, like I said, there's a whole lot you miss, and I don't know. Like I said, all your personal time and what it goes to. There's aspects of your life I have no clue about. Whereas a friend that I can interact with on a physical basis or see with my eyes, you tend to know more because you're closer to. And I think Sid brings up a good point. I mean, the problem with online peeps is you miss a lot of body language cues during interactions, right? Especially, so it's different live. Just interacting over chat, over DMs is different than even interacting. Someone's on a live end and someone's on the chat end, or you have like Zoom where you're doing interactions like video to video conferencing, right? But still, there's cues you miss because you're only seeing so much. So that's a good point, Sid. And I agree with David. Relationships on YouTube are what you make of them. Right. I think the whole YouTube experience, the whole social media experience is what you make of it. Like you can get into toxic parts of anything, like wrestling. David, I'm sure you can relate, or not relate, but understand where I'm coming from when I say there are toxic corners of wrestling fandom. Some wrestling fans like absolutely cannot cheer for the other company. They can't root the other company. If you like them, well, you're a loser, you're a mark, whatever. Whereas some will joke around about it. Like I'll joke around about it with some of my WWE fans, being more of an AEW guy. But here I was Saturday watching the pay-per-view, and you have those guys who everything is just so negative, so negative. So it's like you got to delete that out of your social media feed. People who are perpetually negative, you got to delete that out of your social media feed. So yeah, it is what you make of it. Trev, the shipping guru, is here. What's up, Trev? Good to see you, man. Went a little early today. Probably will finish a little early. Got some things I need to do. Comics by the Bay. I have a deep, dark romance with Cole hidden deep in the Instagram chats, all sparked from comics. Cat thing, dude, like way over my head, like way over my head. See, I should have caught that. See, and I would say this is me, David. Like I agree with you. Like I'm the type of friend who can go years without talking and then catch right back up. And yeah, that's me. Like my friend that I made the movie with, I call him my best friend, but we haven't talked in about a year and a half. Like we'll message every now and then. Sometimes he'll respond to something I put on Instagram. Same thing, I'll respond to something. Haven't talked, over the phone or in person in years, but I guarantee we'll pick right back up when that day comes. It is what it is. The Shane Show. What's up, Shane? Good morning. Or no, I guess it's noon now. It's lunch. Happy lunch for you, because I think you're Central Time like me. Just do what you can and enjoy the channels you want to. Quit watching the ones you don't. I mean, yeah. You if you get invested into something that just makes you angry and put you in a bad mindset, you have to eliminate things from your life. You owe no one your time. Sure, some people have done favors for you and you want to return that, and that's fine. Do what you feel is equal, but don't feel like you have to give someone your time, your space, especially once again if they affect your mindset. So Evils Comics is in the chat. What's up, Mike? Saw your video on Instagram of you walking to your LCS on Free Comic Book Day. So I hope you had a good time there. I know the quite a few of the live streams I watched on Free Comic Book Day, we kind of discussed it. I guess it was mainly myself and Phil's. We were just discussing the idea of Free Comic Book Day, and we didn't see the benefits of it for a comic book store from the owner perspective. But man, I hope there are some out there who have taken advantage of the gimmick and worked it in a way to where they can be profitable for it. Just seems like a rough thing for the stores to still have to pay for those free comics. I don't know. Hi, Shane. I had a sleep and I'm feeling better today. Oh, got you. I guess you were feeling a little off yesterday. Everybody telling everybody. Matt, I was disappointed that you were not in, or maybe you were and I just didn't see you. Breakfast with Brian, because I lifted the ban on your video and I went ahead and super chatted it. So yeah, that's what I thought. We're both Central Time, Neil. I'm the same way, David. Oh yeah. It like literally Lady Prime is like that because she got on Facebook and then got these whole bunch of messages from people who thought she was dead. They hadn't talked to her in years, and now she's sparked up some friendships again. Without saying it, I think she's looking for her way out. But no, I'm just kidding. Yes, Lady Prime, how is work? I can see getting upset about not having subs or views or likes. However, you have to be realistic about what you want out of it. If you want all that, you have to do the work, but also know. Oh, come on. Why is this not working the way I want it to? I'm trying to finish David's thought. There it is. I'll go back to the other chats. That it won't be easy. You might never even get to your goal you want. Not everyone does. Over time, friendships will come from the interactions. Just know what it is you want out of it. Yeah, I agree, David. And so, man, you can put in as much work as you want, as far as it, going on your channel. Doesn't mean you're going to be successful on it, but be consistent and I see channels that started after me and they've grown like massively. And I don't know what it is. I know some will say take advantage of shorts. I feel like I try, but maybe I don't do creative enough shorts. But it is what it is. Like I've gotten what I needed to out of YouTube. Like I have some friends and some individuals I've interacted with that it's, I don't get to talk comics with people in my normal day-to-day, everyday going to work life, so this is a good outlet. It's a good place to interact. So, you got to be realistic about what you want out of it. And yeah. All right, let me see. This is okay. There we go. Back to where I want. It was a blast. That's fantastic. See, I don't know, man. I've never done it. I'm always kind of weird whenever I'm in my whatever shop I was at, especially when I was in San Antonio, because they're generally small and you've got like crowded overabundance of people. But yeah, my LCS says that's the day they make the most money besides Black Friday. That's good then. So that's great because once again, I think it was Phil was talking to someone and Phil is in the chat. What is up, Phil? Or at least he was at one point. But it just seems kind of like a hassle for some shop owners. But but like I said, on the other end of the spectrum, evil, like you were saying, Mike, that if they can work the gimmick, if they can figure it out, I mean, there's money to be made. You've got people in the store. What can you do now? Because they're there for the free comics. What can you get to transition them into getting something else? So yeah, that's a good point, Matt. If you're doing it for subs, views, and likes, you're never going to be happy. I agree. Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry. Man, my phone is. Is there video issues now? Because it looks like it on my end. Because it's taken forever for me to get y'all's messages to pop up. Man, I don't know what's going on with my phone. Might have to end the stream early just because it don't want to go correct. Okay, here's Neil. I did not bother with free comic book day. You know what? How about if I just read them? Since it's not going to highlight it. Well, there you go. I did not bother with free comic book day. It's a great idea, but the free comics are more of a preview of the comics. And then everybody's always looking for that one book that's going to catch fire. There are reviews of Dynamite Snarl popping up. Oh man, alive. Okay, I need to just go ahead and place an order, Troy, for breakdown. I'm gonna have to overpay for him because I've seen some websites charging $40 for him. Because I cannot find him, so I'll have to get him to complete my Menasor, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and pre-order Snarl because I don't know when I'll be able to see him in shops. I got lucky with Grimlock because I bought him months after he was on the store shelves, so we'll see what's up. Sid says, I walked away from a crazy deal on Warhammer Kill Team boxes. I should have bought all they had at this one store. Man, but in the moment you're thinking like, oh no, I need to hold on to this. Then you get home, you have some clarity. You're like, oh, I should have just got it. It was a great deal. I'm never going to buy anything that cheap again. And yeah, it's it is what it is. Matt says he drove down, and there goes my screen again. I drove down to Roscoe, and we hit up his flea market and a bunch of comic shops for free day. Yeah, I saw that on Instagram. So that's awesome, dude, that you guys are close enough that you guys can run into each other and interact with one another and hang out. What did you say? You went to go try to get free chicken sandwiches on that day or something like that. Oh man, see, like, and when's the next time you're gonna find it? With that kind of discount. It's like oh man, I moved that bag to my room. Friday we went out of town. Lady Prime was taking her test. for her certification. And I went to this video game store that's really like a resale shop. They resell video games, comics. What else did I see? Oh, some toys. It's basically someone's collection, and he's trying to sell it off, I guess. Um, Comics aren't in the greatest shape, but I did find something like for the first time ever, and I made sure to buy it, even though I overpaid for what it is and the condition it is. Uh, but I was able to finally get a Mark Jewelers variant. Never seen one in my life. Not that it's a variant, but everybody wants the Mark Jewelers. So I found one finally. I mean, it's a beat up copy of Avengers 200 to 201. But I've never seen one with my own eyes, so pretty cool. So I bought that. But on their shelf, they had these packs of Superman cards, the Return of Superman cards, and they had them for $2 each. And I got 7 of them. And when I got home, I regretted it. I was like, I should have just bought everything that was there because I don't know the next time I'll see them, and I don't know the next time I'll see them for $2 a pack. So I get it. I get it. Oh man, alive. Lady Prime's just studying. I've said before, but Lady Prime could be Megan Fox's stunt double. Oh man, Tito the Alien is in the chat. I've got to the 1K and it's nothing but a number. So you don't feel anything's changed for your channel. I know for some people that changes because they've got the opportunity to be monetized with the view count. I'm not even close to reaching that number as far as view count, and maybe that'll come with when the sub number increases. But I know doing the live streams has kind of bumped my number up from where it was. So I don't know. We'll see. I've got if that's the route I want to go. Not that monetization matters. You're not getting much anyways. But you set up goals for yourself to try to knock down. So if that's the goal I want to do, we'll see. You got to drop content 2-3 times a week, and show yourself on other channels to grow. I agree. I got to put myself in new channels too, because I do that consistently. Do Phil's and Brian's show, but you're only going to meet the audience you already know, if that's your goal. You would be the Megan Fox of Wish. I'm here. Most shop owners told me it's freeloader day. Most do. Most don't come back, I'm guessing what you say. Ah, man, see, I don't know what's going on. My internet should be fine. Maybe I needed to restart my phone before it. There's a little lag. I believe Fanboy what's Wiss said, that he never says anything nice to me, at least maybe behind my back. I'm not sure what you meant. Speaking of Transformer toys, I saw Rise of the Beast toys at Walmart yesterday. When did the quality go down? They look like cheap plastic now. See, I think those toys are intended for kids, and the cheap plastic, I'm sure, is an inflation issue, right? They're looking for the way to maximize their sales, maximize their profits, and yeah, I don't know, but I know I saw those toys you're talking about. I think now the collector's market or for adult is going to be those Studio Series toys. I'm not a fan of movie toys at all. I don't think those look like Transformers. I don't think those feel like Transformers. Man, 12, 13 years ago, before me and Lady Prime got married, she had one of the movie Optimus Prime toys, and I've transformed it once. And like now it's like in a misshapen transformation because she didn't have the booklet. I just do not like those toys. Guys, I'm not going to highlight the chat anymore because it's, for whatever reason, my phone is going slowly. I don't know what's going on. But C Bizzle is here. Good afternoon, guys. Fantastic, C Bizzle. Good to see you. Not a Texas native, but a Texas guy. So been like that, David, at least for the movie figs. You know what I don't like about what Hasbro did, and I know it's for the planet and for whatever, I feel like it's probably more for cost, is getting rid of the clear window on toys. Like, man, that's so brutal. Like, what's the point of buying the toy? Now I have heard that they're doing away with that. That people have been reaching out. And I guess collectors want to be able to visually see their toy. We'll see. We'll see. I've got Mother's Day and my anniversary this month, some extra spending for me. Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I completely forgot about Mother's Day. Lady Prime let me know last week that it will be, what is it, this weekend? So we'll have to get that taken care of. And she wouldn't let me know for her. She's letting me know for my mom. Evil's Comics, right? $2 a pack. Yes, I should have bought them all. When am I ever going to find that deal again? Thanks, C-Bizzle. Smashing the like button. Appreciate that. I have solid connections through my sub climb. Love it. Yeah. For sure. Like I said, you've got to put yourself out there because you never know who you're going to meet, and then you never know what kind of relationships you're going to have. So it's all a perspective thing, and you don't have to feel like you're selling out by doing that. Just what perspective do you have? Lady Prime, you put my Fortnite buddy to work Saturday. Oh yeah. So sorry, Neil. Lady Prime was upset that Ollie was just sitting on his tablet for a while, and so we put him to work outside, and he complained about it the whole time. But it's not like he did anything hard. But yeah, that's why we didn't get on Fortnite this past weekend. But we will try again this weekend, and maybe a Friday night. No, yes, Friday night because we have to come home early. So we'll see. Brian LCS is in the chat. Fantastic. Hope you're having a good day, Brian. Hey, bottom tier collector entered the chat. All right. Hey, here, just wrapped up WrestleMania 7 recording. I'll be lurking until I get the honeydew list finished. Well, that's fantastic, bottom tier. Looking forward to that WrestleMania 7 review, even though I kind of got a preview with it, chatting with you on Instagram. We had a disagreement about one of the matches. And so, yeah, we'll see what you have to say on that. Bottom tier, what I would like to do is when you finish your WrestleMania series, to do a live with you and just kind of talk about your experience of going through the WrestleManias, kind of like what we did, or kind of like you had messaged me that you did a huge read through on Crisis on Infinite Earths, and I said at the time you should just kind of like talk about it, and it probably would have been better if we had did it live stream wise to talk about. But yeah, I would like to get your thoughts on certain things about WrestleManias and just watching all these early shows. Silly bottom tier, the honeydew list never gets finished. I agree with that, Matt. Evil's Comics. Oh, so they did the same thing with the Marvel toys. Man, that's brutal. Sid says, if you get 1 in 20 on New Comic Book Day back as customers, then you are gravy. The free comic book days cost 25 cents a piece. If your sales grow 80% on that day, then it's worth it. Oh, okay. So I wasn't sure how much it cost. I knew it costed them something. So thanks, Sid. Appreciate that info. Oh, did I catch up with the chat? All right. If I did, if I didn't, it's my phone is messed up. All right. Try it again. Let's see. Still going slow. I'd like to get into that WrestleMania discussion. Fantastic. We could do that, David. Bottom tier. Oh man, I'd be down for a WrestleMania live. Whenever I finish my Fourth World Omnibus, I should live that experience. Yes. Yeah, David. Yeah, bottom tier, and however you want to do it, whether you want to facilitate it, it goes through your live, and we discuss it, or whether you come through here, however, and yeah, and I believe even if you have StreamYard, we could both simulcast it, something like that. So, but yeah, for sure, would like to just talk about it, and we'll see if there's an audience for it. Every shop I know always has extras left over. I was only able to grab 5, so hoping they have extras. Yeah, and I've noticed that too. That like at least some of the shops I used to hit that throughout the year, or like, hey, they have their Halloween sale, they'll slip in some free comic book day stuff for you. So yeah. Do you only visit one shop, Mike? I miss when I lived in San Antonio. I consistently had, especially during and not that there was a boom period of comics in the 2000s, but like right before the recession, there were at least, man, 8 shops within driving distance for me. But where I lived, there were a 5-minute mark, 5 minutes. I could get to 4 different shops real quick from my apartment. And now it would be this long from that shop to that shop. two were really close to together, and then two were kind of close together. So you did two limit three. Oh, okay, three limit at one, limit of three at one, and then two at another. Okay. So are you happy with the free books? I don't know what the big thing was. I know I saw a lot of people posting the Dawn of DC, the was it Nightmares or something like that. I guess they're going kind of a horror route. I saw some people posting that. I don't. Oh, I think it was Otaku Tour Guide was posting the Lois Lane book, I think. And in Houston, had 10 shops within 10 minutes driving. Was glorious, man, alive. Where about in Houston did you live? Whenever I go visit Houston, and I know it's not real Houston, but generically saying it, I would visit Deer Park and Pasadena a lot. In fact, my dad used to work at the one of the refineries there. I think it was the Mobile refinery. Then it went on to Exxon, I guess, and then he would move down here to a Valero plant. But we would visit the Deer Park, Pasadena region, and then later on, like recent years, I would I would go visit my cousins, and I would we would hit up is it Webster and Clear Lake. So, oh, okay, north side by the Woodlands and Katy. That's a that's a side of town. Houston's so massive. That's a side that I've never really visited. I've driven through, maybe stopped one time because we had Ollie with us. We needed to do a diaper change or something like that. So that's the side of town I've never really hit up. I went for the DC books and the new Jeff Lemire. Okay, fantastic. The one thing I remember about Katy was was it the IKEA kind of off? Well, I guess when we're going in, it would be off to the left. That was the first time I'd ever seen that. All right, Matt. You have a good day. And I know we're approaching the end of the school year. I think Ollie he started today with 12 and a half, so he's got 11 and a half days of school left. He's got 5 days this week, 5 days next week, and, well, 4 remaining days this week, 5 next week, and then a 2.5 because he'll do his party. He has field day, I guess, this week. I don't know why we thought it was next week, and so we're going to miss his field day. I think he'll be all right though. He has all his friends around him. Lady Prime going to do another certification test, so we'll be out of town during that. See, yeah, the IKEA, man, and it's so big. That's the first time I'd ever seen it. That thing was huge. So whenever I would live in San Antonio, you got I-10 straight through and then go that way. Now when I go in on 59, and I don't do the toll roads, man. I don't do toll roads, so I probably have a longer path to get to where I'm going. The only time I don't mind toll roads is when you can get billed and charged later. There, or at least my experience was, because I don't have a pass there. So 59 and then get on to, what is it, 625 or whatever, Yeah, no toll roads, I-10 and 59. Yes, yeah. So there are a lot of shops in Pasadena. I don't remember. Where I do go now when I go to Clear Lake, Webster area is the Baybrook Bedrock Comics. Been there, and I've been to the Westheimer Bedrock Comics. Then there was another shop. You kind of have to drive out of the ways. What is it called? Dimensions. That was a cool place. And I can't remember the name of the last place, but I do like I have the Lady Prime's always getting on to me about that. I do have a good memory when it comes to things that happened like 5, 6, 7 years ago, maybe even 4 years ago. But like if it happened yesterday, I won't remember it. But yeah. End of school year already. Schools should get parent permission on ending the school year. How dare they say we have to keep our kids this summer? I like keep it all year round because I don't have to wake up to go pick him up from school. Fanboy, I remember you saying you played Magic the Gathering. Do you still have cards? No, I think I sold them on eBay a few years ago. But I wouldn't mind buying some new Magic the Gathering cards. Like I always go by the card section at the one of the Walmarts here, and man, I always want to buy something. I'm trying to not fall down a new rabbit hole because I do want the Topps baseball cards. Like they've got that super box or whatever it is, where it's like got multiple packs. You get the oversized card, and it's got two different things, like a little gold foil wrapped thing and a silver one. And like I want to get it so bad, but I'm trying not to fall down another rabbit hole. Philtastic Comics and Arts didn't go at all this weekend. Had a marathon. YouTube morning. Then we went to visit my godparents about an hour away. Hadn't seen them since 2019. Oh wow. Man, I lied. Hope LCS put aside X-Men. I don't know what that says. The visit. Sorry for being in a rush on your live when you were going over the winners for the contest, Phil. We were literally going out the door when you said my name. I appreciate you, though. No, that's awesome. That's awesome that, Phil, like, I've got to say, like, and I was telling my wife, I was telling Lady Prime that, like, I appreciated your giveaway so much because the work you had to put into it, and then you involved a little man in it, too. So that was fantastic. I didn't win, but that's fine. No, that was awesome. Congratulations to those winners. And yeah, that was fun. That's fun. So you went like your that giveaway to me, like, not that it means more because everybody giving away stuff is pretty nice, but like I said, the extra step you had to go through is pretty awesome. I have a ton of cards I like to give away, but no rarest or nothing. Yeah, I get you. Oh, okay, yeah, the Visit X-Men Avengers for me. Oh, got you. Okay. Amazing giveaway, Mr. Phil. You're too kind. Also, I'm not the sort for freebies, but good luck on slimming down your collection. Neil wants you to slim down that collection so much. I feel like he's in Mrs. Philtastic's corner. He's her biggest supporter, it seems like. The Uncanny X-Men preview was good. I'm gonna pick up the series, I think. Okay, sweet. I don't play, but play on Arena. I'll have to ask you about that. Love the giveaway, Phil. I thought it was not only creative, but really fun. Right. It took an extra step. And so, like, we were talking about this with a group that, when we're in our comforts, like, because like yesterday, I'm getting ready for church, we didn't have electricity. I had to explain to Ollie, that's a blessing that we have electricity and the fact that, like, not everybody has this. So it's not the end of the world. And he wasn't necessarily like that, but, just kind of explaining to him and letting him see different side of life because rarely have had outages here. And then cut to having another conversation, kind of talking about advancements in science and stuff like that with the individual. And just talking about this idea of how important disagreement is, because disagreement advances thought, right? Whether it's one person proves that he's right over this person or one person proves he's right over this person, it's generally how we see advancement. So, Phil, for you not having access to the duck race because of your situation, like, you had to pull some creativity out of your rear end, and it was awesome. Me seeing everybody else's comments validates kind of how I felt about it. Like, it was unique, and there was something just a little bit extra special about it. So that was fantastic. It was good. They're getting up there in age, so really happy we finally saw them. They had us there till midnight. Okay. So now I get what the other message was. You guys were talking about the free comic book day stuff. So the Uncanny Avengers free comic book day book is awesome. Like, yeah, 19 years is a long time. Oh, since 2019, since before COVID. Got you. Rolled dice with numbers attached to the names for my first giveaway. Hey, man, that's awesome, dude. I just rolled dice with numbers attached to the names for my first giveaway. That's pretty awesome. I know I did the StreamYard giveaway tool, had to figure that out. And nah, man, but I love the uniqueness of it. Like, that if you had all the money in the world and I had one, I'd have been like, hey, send me that rubber ducky. That would have been awesome. Uh, oh, got you. Okay, yeah. Me and my brother were rooting for each duck. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Sorry, I'm going with the water, man. After Saturday's stream, whatever hit me at that one point, like I hit a wall and I could not talk. Oh man, look at that. Shop for Comics is in the chat. I hadn't seen him, so hold on, let me. What's up? Got a day off. Got to catch you live today. Oh, fantastic. I'm not highlighting the video, the chats. Well, I'm kind of doing it in and out, but my phone is going slow and I don't have my laptop today, which is usually how I utilize live streams. But guys, Shop added me to the Shopverse. I took over Superboy Prime's body, and now Fanboy Prime is officially a member of the Shopverse. That was awesome. I saw it. I saw it late at night Saturday, right before I was going to sleep. So I was like half awake, half asleep, and like I was speechless. Like, and I literally, I just typed, "Dude," like, and so I hope you read it. How it came out of my mouth, how it came out of my thoughts. I sent it right away to Bottom Tier. I sent it to Lady Prime. I was like it's just so awesome, and so feel honored, man. It's so awesome to be a part of that. I've seen other channels and their little logos, their little unique characters, and not logos, but they're unique characters in the Shopverse. And yeah, dude, I was ecstatic. That was awesome. That was awesome. I wondered if you were ever going to do one for me, and I never wanted to ask. It's just like, dude, I'm sure the way you're pumping those out, I'm sure you're constantly working on those. But yeah, it's like I was just like, man, if he ever does me, I wonder who I'm gonna be, because like I saw Super Rush with Cyborg Superman. I'm like, I wanted Superman, and I would have taken Cyborg Superman. And then at one point I thought, well, maybe he'll give me Optimus Prime. But never in my wildest imaginations when I kind of like completely forgot about Superboy Prime. So it's just perfect. I saw it and I just like, man, fantastic, dude. It's awesome. Awesome. Loved it. Let me see. I got to catch up. So tonight's Raw is the first night the draft is in effect. Will it stick this time? They never sticks, David. It never sticks. They don't know how to consistently keep those shows separate. They panic. They need a ratings bump. I don't know. I wish they would go back to separate pay-per-views for the brands, although maybe it wasn't cost effective. But I wish they would go back to separate pay-per-views for the brands, and then yeah, your SummerSlams, your Royal Rumbles, your WrestleManias, and Survivor Series, mix the rosters. But that's just me. I did hear AEW is kind of doing away with Dark and Elevation because they got the third show on TNT now, and they have to. Warner is the official distributor of AEW content, so they can't put the shows on YouTube anymore. But that's cool. Yeah, I agree, David. That was a cool drawing. Like, man, it was definitely a way to end my weekend. Evil's Comics. Let's see if this works. Mike says, heck yeah, I was so stoked that it was Superboy. Yeah, man, it was awesome. I loved it. Mike says, yeah, see, it's going too slow. I'm gonna have to. Mike says, same with me. Had no clue who Shop was gonna turn me into. Love me a Sinister. Yes, dude. And I think I even messaged you. I was like, dude, is that Mr. Sinister? Like, makes sense. Evil's Comics, Mr. Sinister, fantastic. It worked out perfect too. So, like, yeah, Shop for sure. Definitely appreciate the art, and definitely appreciate the creativity it takes to like kind of pair somebody up with some. I know some are obvious, like Manny the Hobgoblin Collector, like fantastic. But then to kind of like, who am I going to put here? Who am I going to put here? And then I saw, was it Old Man Comics is Magneto? So that's sweet, awesome. David Comics and Wrestling. AEW has a third show now, so they're going to do a Saturday show. And apparently, some of the rumors are that because that locker room cannot get together, that CM Punk will be the focal point of the Saturday show. They're going to kind of, is I don't know if it's going to be official, but the rumor and innuendo is that they're going to kind of split the roster, and certain guys will be featured on one show, certain will be featured on the other show. So, yeah. Neil collects back to the Magic cards. I just got a load of singles of the Transformer cards. See, I do own a few of the Transformer cards, like some of the comics that I got. Was 2018, 2019. Some of the Transformer books I was getting at the time would come with packs of that Transformer card game. So yeah. Oh man. Let's see. Mike says, "Yeah, you did." Oh yeah. The direct message. Yeah, I hit you up on Instagram because I was. Oh man, it was perfect. It was perfect. Love that one. Got a load of wrestling cards too. That Neil says that, and Mike says, "Yep, exactly." Him kind of figuring out who we most connect with is perfect. Yes, definitely. Mike says, "I was looking at that crossover with Transformers and Magic." Yeah, I saw that one of those, I guess, boxes or whatever. I was looking at, because the card section, going through it, and I see the Decepticon symbol, and then I guess they had the Autobot symbol, the Decepticon symbol, and I didn't get why it was with the Magic card. So, is it a full-on crossover, or were they just like putting certain packs of the Transformers in there? Fantastic Comics and Art. I am back. Howdy, shop. C Bizzle says, at Neil Collects, I only went after Soundwave's Magic card since he is my favorite pop character. Right. Soundwave rocks, dude. I have 2 of the Walmart reissue of Soundwave with the full intention of opening one because I only got to play with the original Soundwave for like 5 minutes in my youth, and I never got to transform the one I was playing with. But I haven't opened it yet. I'm kind of, I don't know, delaying it in case I sell it, I guess. Man alive. What's going on? I think I need to start taking my allergy medicine again. Especially since we're supposed to have crazy weather, high winds, and rain all week. Although I'm looking out the window right now, and it is bone dry. So, let's see. Mike says, think it's in full crossover. It's Magic, but with Transformer characters. Think they are planning on more crossover. Oh, that's fantastic. I'd be interested in kind of checking that out. Transformers, David says Transformers needs their own card game again. It was so much fun. WWE Raw deal needs to come back too. Mike says they're dropping a Disney one. All right. I had some of the Transformer card game cards. Like I said, it came with the some of the comics. They would be sealed. It was IDW's last comic Transformers series when they were kind of following along the Netflix series, the Transformers Siege, the War for Cybertron, I guess is what it was. And so, Manny the Hobgoblin Collector, what did I miss? What's up, Manny? I went a little early today. Yes, 'tis the season for sure. Thanks, Sid. It's man, I tell you what, it's spring here, but to me it's already feeling like summer, and then I'm worried because, man, it's only going to get hotter. South Texas heat is no joke. But yeah. So, Manny, I went an hour early today because I need to get off a little bit earlier to do some things, and I didn't really announce it. And I was like, well, if everybody shows up, they show up, and if not, then I can end the stream 5 minutes in and go about my day, and then I'll just do a Thursday stream. But David was here, and so David made me honor my commitments. Well, he didn't make me, but I mean, his presence being here made me feel the need to honor my commitments. David's Comics and Wrestling. Yeah, that Disney Larcano game. I pre-ordered one of each starter deck and the Illumineers Trove. Can't wait for that game. And see, I've never really got into card games. Like the only card games I played was Speed at school. And then there's like Speed 2 and Speed 3. I don't know. This one girl, Lisa, she was always introducing me to different card games. But I've never really played. Like I was telling Neil and speaking in a chat one time that I played Magic 3 or 4 times, man, over 20 years ago. It was fun. It's just I'm gonna need someone there who who knows what's going on. Recently had a friend, man, he was talking about a year ago. He just never put it together, but he's a Dungeons and Dragons player. Same thing. I've never played that. I'd be interested in it because there's obviously a reason it's been around so long. And then seeing Stranger Things kind of reintroduced me or kind of introduced me to a lot of the gameplay things that I had never seen before. So I'm interested in trying things like that. It's just I don't really have the community here for it. How far is Plano from you, Phil? I don't know. I don't know. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna pull out my work phone and I'm gonna look that up. I can say there are a whole lot of areas of Texas I have never visited. I have never visited Lubbock. I don't believe I've ever visited Laredo. If I did, it was when I was really, really young. I've never visited Amarillo. There's like this whole, section of Texas I haven't visited. Let's see. I'm curious now. That's why I went and got my phone. I don't know how close I am to Plano. I've been to Waco twice, and when I say I've been to, I drove through it. I'd have to ask Trev. I feel like Trev, where he's at, he sees a lot of Texas that I don't get to see. All right, here we go. From where I am sitting right now, 5.5 hours. We're gonna say 6 hours because if I'm traveling with Lady Prime and Ollie, oh, never mind. Oh no, it says I go around Austin. If I go around Austin, I can get there in 6 hours. If I got to go through Austin, Texas, it's not happening. It's not happening. Although you could take this side road where there's some, or maybe that's the way to go. There's this one little thing we went to when we went to WrestleMania 32. It's a toll road, but you don't pay there. They don't stop you. They just take a picture of your license plate, send you the bill, whatever. I got up to speeds. I got up to the fastest speeds I've ever driven in my life. Probably shouldn't have done that. It was raining, but yeah, we were in a caravan going there, so I wanted to keep up with everybody. Let's see. No, Sid, Texas is not. Now, maybe Florida is. But my only issue with Texas is there's just so much of it. If you're traveling somewhere else. Oh, Seabizzle is in Plano. Okay. Are you the one that asked that? Oh, okay. Never mind. You said that. Okay. 6 hours away. All right. Well, Seabizzle, if something's going on one of these days, maybe. Yeah, but Mike, I'm not in San Antonio anymore. It's like I wish I was. So. But yeah, that makes sense. So you add the 2 hours to 4. So yeah, that makes sense. You're right. I get what you're coming from. Mike says, first week last week in the 70s. Been cold, then hot, had snow on for. That's crazy. It's crazy. Here it's just it's sticky humid because we have had the rain. So yeah. Sid, I remember thinking Spellfire was going to kill Magic. Bottom tier collector. Okay, I could be more active in the chat. Looks like, oh, there goes my screen. Looks like the new episode will be uploaded in a couple hours. Man, alive. That's brutal. Phil, I did a couple of album covers for a musician based out of Plano. If you ever get the chance to see Joey Savia, I highly recommend seeing him. Big talent. Okay, to check that out. We'll look it up at least. David's Comics and Wrestling. I'm going to do a video of the stuff I have left of my Transformers the card game and the WWE the card game, or what is that? What TCG is? I'm assuming. Get you into some card games, fanboy. I know you were talking one time about was it a Marvel card game? You were kind of explaining on video in one of your vids maybe 6 months ago or so. And so I thought it was cool. I thought it was interesting. It just I would need someone to sit there and play with. But yeah, that worked. Mike, D&D is fun, but you have to play with people who are committed. See, and that's the thing is that we don't have anybody here who are committed. But yeah, Sid, everything is a long way from everything in Texas. I relate to that. I relate to that comment so much. Hey, Scotty, what's up, man? Mr. Vaughn is in the chat. Bottom tier collector. I want to get into tabletop games, but I'm not sure I have the dedication for it. And that's what Mike said. You got to have people who are committed. So I it's a lot easier if you're around other people that are committed to it because you can feed off their enthusiasm for it. But yeah, I just don't have it here. And when I did play Magic, the people I played with, like I said, same thing. They weren't necessarily committed to it. We were just, doing it for fun, but it wasn't people who wanted to consistently play. And perhaps when I was there in San Antonio, I should have gone to the shops and been there on game day. Usually it was, I think, Sundays there at the shop. And I don't know, that's everywhere I've been. When it's a Sunday, you see a lot more of the tabletop gaming, and maybe Saturdays too. But yeah, I would have had to have been around that crowd to really grab a hold of that. David's Comics and Wrestling. Mike, when the pandemic started, I bought some D&D stuff a few years later. Never got to play it, so I sold it all. Yeah, see. Drive to the border of Houston. It's 24 hours. From where you're from where you're at to Houston is 24 hours? Is that what you're saying? Scotty says, hope everyone is having a great, yes, fantastic day. Wait a minute. What this phone, man, so brutal not having my my laptop. I'm telling you, I'm so tempted to buy another one. That way Lady Prob can keep that one, and if I need it, I can use this one. Sid, you got to stop at the Branch Davidian. Those crazies to be preaching that. Oh man, yeah. No, one of these days maybe. I've driven. So we drive through Waco, and it was when we were going to Cowboys games, and like we drove right by where where Baylor plays, and it was pretty cool because we could see Baylor, and I think it was Oklahoma State that day playing. And so one of the things I do want to do, like, because my sports fandom is, I would love to one day be wealthy enough that I can go visit every Major League Baseball stadium. But before I do that, I think kind of doing like the Big 12 schools, the college schools, I would like to do that too. Just attend a live game. But, black holes, man, black holes. You got too many hobbies, too many things you want to do, and the dollar only stretches so far. So, let's see. Chat just disappears when I. That David Koresh is the second coming. Mike, he had great Kool-Aid. I just bought some David and just sit in there. Is that the D&D stuff or is that the card game? Bottom tier, I think I've hit my car's government restriction getting to work before. What do they call that? The governor? They got it in there? Oh, man alive. Yeah, and that is a repeated thing in your videos that I've seen is you talk about having to wait to the last minute going to work, or at least in my live streams you commented that. Oh, let's see. Brian was so nearby for a free comic book day. I should have hitched a ride. My wife took the car for work. I got you. Got you, Manny. Volunteer collector. Well, I'm about to head to work, and uploading on Verizon cell towers is awful. Yeah. I remember you talking about that. Yes, it was Marvel Snap. Yep, Manny's in New York. I'm telling you, Manny's like in a different planet than a lot of us. Marvel Snap is getting boring, honestly. Oh man, that's unfortunate. Manny the Hobgoblin Collector, but I commute to Manhattan for work. Phil says, I wonder if you can play it now using StreamYard. Play what? D&D or the card games? Bottom tier collector. I want to get into Hero Clicks since Lobo has like 4 game pieces for it. See, that's another thing I saw. And that, man, one of the shops we used to go to had this big, huge, like circular display, like of all the Hero Clicks, and they were like on a tower. It was cool seeing that. So, bottom tier, same. I want to be at every SEC stadium. Well, technically, Texas is going to be joining the SEC in the next, what is it, next year? So I guess I'm going to be an SEC fan, but I'm going to still have my Big 12 roots, my love for the Big 12. So I'll when Texas leaves, I'll pick myself a Big 12 team to follow. Probably Kansas football, just because they're not good, and so like I love the idea of like growing with this team. Although this past year they had a really great year. College games in Knoxville, Tennessee are are nuts. Dude, I think that all the games in the SEC are crazy. Is what my one of my uncles would tell me. The things that would get thrown at players and stuff like that. Just the SEC is a whole nother world, right? The bar district is definitely adjacent to the stadium. Wow, okay. So they prep everybody for the games. Phil says, David, I feel like I just stick with my main deck and Snap. Good for a few minutes though. Either D&D or cards. Okay, I got you, Phil. Yeah, and I guess that would be something you could kind of do. D&D. over, like you said, StreamYard, something like that. I don't know how much it would require to, what extra you would have to do doing that. You're doing it like a Zoom meeting or what do you call it, a video face to face. But you definitely probably could find the more dedicated people to doing that. So yeah. Hey, look, it worked. David says, same here, Phil. What irritates me about Snap is grinding to get the infinite level 100. The start of, oh wow, every season they drop you down 30 levels. Wow, I didn't know that. I have a school in every conference. Oh, this bottom tier. I have a school in every conference. The MAC I try to follow. Texas Tech is my Big 12 school. Been on them since Cliff Kingsbury played there. Man. It's not the official rivalry. Obviously, like Longhorns' biggest rivalry will always be A&M. And then they say it's Oklahoma, but when you go to a Texas school, like there was Aggie fans and Longhorn fans. And so, like, yes, I guess nationally their biggest rivalry is Oklahoma. But in the state of Texas, clearly it's A&M Texas. And but when the Aggies left, it kind of, I guess, became an easy thing for Tech. But because where I worked at the time, they did an internship with Texas Tech. And so we would have a lot of those people come. And then a lot of the graduates where I worked were from, or a lot of the individuals I worked were graduates of UT. And so I got to see that rivalry firsthand. And I can remember a few years ago, Colt McCoy and Texas Tech playing there in Lubbock, and Texas Tech taking away Texas' #1 ranking. The loss, last second touchdown, and Texas not having enough time to recover. Kenny Vaccaro dropping an interception that was right in his hands. Like, oh man, the rivalry there is real. So I have a school in every conference except the MAC. Got you. I read that wrong. But I do love me some action. What got me into hacking a school in every conference was playing the NCAA games, which hopefully they do make a comeback soon. I dig that. I was at 87 2 seasons ago, dropped way down, and just got back to 20. That's crazy. Sid, yeah, I still remember a Tennessee fan getting in trouble for passing on an Alabama player coming. Oh, yeah, I never mind. I see what you. That's crazy. That's insane. Man. I have to bounce. Hope everyone has a great day. Well, have a good day, Phil. Fantastic. Appreciate you being here. Bottom tier with Alabama, everyone thinks it's Auburn. Auburn's biggest rival is whoever is the biggest threat to our egos that year. That's true, bottom tier. That's true. I think, and so where you're coming from, I think you could say it that Auburn's biggest rival is Alabama, but Alabama's biggest rival, like you said, is whoever's the biggest threat to their ego. So, like for that 3-year, 4-year run, Clemson was their biggest rival, right? Now it's Georgia because you're battling for the top spot. So, but yeah, I would say that it's probably the opposite. Auburn probably has little brother syndrome. David says, I used to love Aggies. Used to live near the A&M campus till I was 12. Man, that's crazy. You were kind of close to me then. Nah, I mean, relatively speaking, nothing's close to Texas, as Sid said. Sid, the Tide are just a bunch of cheaters. All the big schools are breaking NCAA rules. It's, I don't know, man. Like, and I hate to be like the old guy, but there's a certain and not that the game was ever pure, but I hate where it's going. The way some conferences are falling apart. Like the Big 12 is on the verge of, the Pac-12 is on the verge of collapse. And if it falls apart, that's kind of sad to me that, one of these conferences that I knew growing up is gone now. And even if it's there in name, it won't be the same. And so why are USC and UCLA playing in the Big Ten? Obviously, it's because of money. And, why is Texas and Oklahoma not in the Big 12? Well, obviously this is money. So it is what it is. Let me just go back. David says, went to A&M campus just to play Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition at the campus arcade. Wow, man alive, that's awesome. Bottom tier, I get throwing controller rage. Oh, I get throwing controller rage, quit mad when we play Georgia. Alabama having made the career of Georgia's head coach. Makes it personal. Manny says, Shop killed it with your avatar. See, Manny, I thought the same thing with yours. So, yeah, man, whenever I found it that night, it was awesome. It was awesome. I kind of, like I said, I was telling Shop, I was half awake, half asleep, and I was kind of speechless. And all I typed was, dude, like, it was just so awesome. So then I messaged him the next day, and I'm like, can I use this in my videos? And I was just so appreciative of it. Like, it was so, I felt honored that I got to be added to the long list of creators that have their membership, their avatar in the shop version. It's fantastic. C Bizzle says, I am a Michigan man. Our biggest rival is the Suckeyes, and our little brother is Michigan State. Yes. It's been pretty cool seeing Michigan win these last two games versus Ohio State. But I have to say, like, the little brother, big brother rivalry, the Michigan State-Michigan rivalry to me is the greater rivalry of the two, just because the way those games end between Michigan and Michigan State. Like, there are some wild endings in those games. I worked with a guy who was from Michigan a few years ago. Well, I guess he was actually from Detroit, I think. And he was a huge Michigan guy. And it was the year that Michigan State made the college football playoff. And he said, yeah, I'm going to go for him. I said, you say that with gritted teeth. But he took the stance that, yes, Ohio State is, the bigger rival. But it was personal when it came to Michigan State. So David says, your avatar is sick too, Manny. The ripping of the Spidey suit was a great yes, that's what I noticed the other day. I thought that was awesome. Every shop picture is awesome. I agree. It's just cool. And like what Mike was saying earlier, like that he got Mr. Sinister, like a great pairing. Sid says, my brother had 50-year online season tickets for University of Michigan or Miami. I'm assuming it's Michigan. Let me see. Or was it Miami? The thing keeps jumping. For decades, he got a dental degree there. Oh, okay. That's sweet. True, David. I thought he did an awesome job. Yeah, he did. What's good? Good people. 22 comics in the chat. 22. My condolences to your 9.8 book. I can't even remember what it was. I saw that video. It's crazy. So I messaged you on Instagram. I was like, dude, I saw that video. Oh, man, shaking my head. And you're like, what video would that be, sir? And I'm like, how does he not know? And I said, the video that made steam come from your ears and fire from your eyes and who knows what else out of any holes in your body. The University State game is always a good. Yeah, I agree. I love seeing Michigan versus Ohio State take a bath in the game this past season. Been a fan of Hallberg since he was at Stanford. Yeah, I enjoyed what's his name at Stanford. Pretty good seeing him having success at Michigan, but definitely a downer losing to TCU like that. I don't know. I feel like TCU would have had a better shot against Ohio State. I did not like the matchup with Georgia. I was going for TCU, of course. That was rough. It was rough to watch. Michigan. Okay, Michigan. Okay. Oh, Michigan versus. Yeah, we were talking about them. So, yeah, Sid, I got you. Yeah, those games are just wild. So, yeah, that would have been a great rivalry to sit in on, because I just think I don't know. They have had some crazy endings. Scott, I've never played Magic. The art on the cards is cool, though. And I played it a few times years ago. And I agree, though. Like, even if, I could see that there's some people who just buy it for the art. Never played Dungeons and Dragons either. I used to play Mage Knights, though. No idea what that is, but I assume it's kind of in the same vein. Manny the Hobgoblin Collector. This is why I didn't get Amazing Spider-Man 289 9.6 with the eyesore Newton Rings reholdered. I'm afraid they'll drop it. Yeah, and so, oh, you know what? I think I saw you in the comments on that. 22 comics. Yeah, I got to respond to your message. No, you ain't got to respond to my message. You're all right, man. Dude, look, I was talking about this earlier. Me and Bottom Tier, we message all the time on Instagram, and we have this understanding that if it's 5 to 10 to 20 weeks from now before you respond to my message, I understand. We usually use the reference to days, but I'm going to take it to the extreme. Like, I get it, dude. It's if you get to it, you get to it. Like, I have no hurt feelings. I remember one time in one of my earlier streams, You sent me a DM on Instagram apologizing for leaving the stream without saying goodbye. And I'm like, dude, don't worry about that. Like I I am not one that gets offended. If you leave, you leave. It is what it is. Everybody has things they've got to do. So the fact that you were here at all is what matters to me. Like, and if you're not here, I understand. Like once again, but like if you came out and you showed up, you like that's awesome. And like if you got to leave without saying goodbye, like it is no issue with me. But back to 22's message. Yeah, I got to respond to your message. I'm horrible when it comes to text messages. Thanks, CGC. We'll probably make it right. Okay, that's good. I'm trying to sneak in another sub with it. Heck yeah. I'm going to have to start following the Kraken. I stopped watching hockey when my brother passed years ago. Oh, man, I'm sorry about that. But I mean, I get it that like certain things will trigger memories or whatnot. But what a great name for a team, the Kraken. I guess what was their first season? Was it last year or 2 years ago? My cousin was like, I'm going to start watching hockey now. I'm going to dedicate myself to hockey. I guess ESPN had re-signed a deal with them or someone had. And so he was like, the Kraken are my team. And so you got a Texas guy rooting on the Kraken. 22 comics, Southern hospitality, bro. It's just the nature of the beast. You see, and that's how I know South Texas isn't South Texas isn't the South. We don't have Southern hospitality here. I'm actually not an anti-slab guy. I want to slab some of my old books that I'll never be able to get signed. Every slab fraud or mishandling story I hear makes me not want to slab. See, yeah, that's my hesitancy to do it. The Kraken or the Seattle Kraken, right? Is it Seattle? Yeah. They're one of the newest expansion hockey teams. So, bottom tier collector. I can't talk about NHL. My Penguins broke their 16-year playoff streak. Hottest start to the hottest start to this past season too. Wow, I didn't know that. 22 comics. This is really the only issue I've ever had with CGC, and I will not keep me for sending them in yet. Okay, so they're 2-year-old expansion team. Okay, yeah, I knew they were relatively young. I used to be I'm a playoff hockey guy, but even now working nights, I don't get to watch as many games as I used to. So I used to really watch playoff hockey. I don't have a team I follow throughout the year. If I had to pick who's your favorite hockey team based on their jersey, I'm going to pick the Philadelphia Flyers because it's just the greatest jersey in all of sports. But I'm not I don't follow hockey. It's just not something that's on my radar. But playoff hockey is always fun. Manny, the Hobgoblin Collector, says, I always think of leaving so many raw books to my family, but slabbing books is so pricey and so many horror stories. My ASM 238 are cool. You have said that before, that 238 is going with you. Everybody else can have everything else. The Kraken made the second round Stanley Cup second year, and they were up 2-1. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, see, I'm kind of out of the loop. I know, was it the Devils and the Hurricanes played last night, and I guess the Devils won, so that series is 2-1. Bottom tier says NHL playoffs are the most magical display of competition in all of sports. I don't know, man. Like playoff hockey is awesome to watch. Still not my favorite. But I've never been there live, and I think being there live would change that because that's what I hear, that hockey translates pretty poorly to TV, but the live experience is a whole nother level. So I would like to go to some playoff hockey one of these days. I was thinking about the World Cup, and like every year, every 4 years when the World Cup comes around, me and my cousin talk about how we're going to be so into it, and it's so hard watching soccer. I know it's football, but man alive. Bizarbara Breaks. I'm finally getting that name down. I haven't seen you in the chat for a while, so welcome. It's good to see you. Hope you are doing good. I haven't been in one of your live streams in a while, so my apologies. But I hope life is treating you kind. Hey guys, I hope everyone's week is starting off nice. Mine is starting off good. We had and I hate to relate it to work, but work right now has been so stressful that it's affected home life. But work, we had a good night. We were ahead on everything. And so going into tonight will be another good night. So good start to the week as far as it relates to work. I will always find a way to make my days off great. But as far as week total, I think I'm going to have a better sleeping week. I won't be as stressed, though. No NBA. 22. I'm a Spurs fan, and so I had my I had my time on the top, and I'm fortunate enough to live in the city through 4 of the 5 championships, and my time on the top has come to an end. And Spurs are pretty bad right now. I am looking forward to seeing and I know they've been in a 4 or 5 year rebuild, but I'm looking forward to see what they can do this year. I feel like this is the year you have to crap or get off the pot. Like, Pop's got to go or develop the team. We'll see what happens, but they have the opportunity to have the top draft pick. We'll see what goes on there. But I've always enjoyed playoff basketball. I think, and playoff basketball is the only like postseason sport I've ever been to. During the 2005 Spurs run, I saw Game 2 of the the first round. Spurs had lost Game 1 to the Nuggets, and so it was a blowout. It was fun. It's the most people I've seen packed into the. It was the SBC Center at the time. Now it's the AT&T Center. Fantastic playoff basketball. That is the loudest I ever heard that arena. Maybe the only other time I heard that arena that loud was in 2008. I had the opportunity to see on St. Patrick's Day the Celtics and the Spurs play, and it was that Celtics team with Garnett, Pierce, and Ray Allen versus the Spurs. Spurs got up big. They dominated the first 3 quarters, and then the Celtics took the game in the fourth. That may be the second time I've heard that place that loud. That was a fun game to go to. So I got to see the Celtics the year they won the championship in 2008. And yeah, I'm with you, man. NBA basketball is fun, but for me, it's always going to be football, pro football, and college football. It's hard watching American men's soccer. If the women's team ain't on, I'm probably out back taking a smoke break. Oh, Bizarre breaks. All good here. Thanks. Just another day at the office. All right. Hopefully that another day is a good day, though. Bottom tier, 22 comics. I'm a Pistons fan. It's been rough for me. Oh, but that 04 team, dude. That 04 team, legendary team. One of my favorite finals, just the way that 04 team dominated the Lakers. That 04 team, 5 legitimate starting all-stars on that team. With Tayshaun Prince probably be my favorite player on that team. Although Rasheed Wallace, dude, what a character. I like that guy too. Bottom tier, I love the Spurs for sitting down a LeBron James Heat, for shutting down a LeBron James Heat team that was that he claimed was going to win 8 titles. So I've got to take the good with the bad on that, because we lost that 2013 series. Like, should have had that game 6. Should have had that game 6. But I think if they win that 13 series, they're not back there in 14. The Spurs were just not one of those teams that would go back to back. So the one time they went back to back, they finally lost it the year before. And I think that team, I do not believe anything was going to stop that team from winning the championship. I'm still surprised they gave up that game 2, but games 3, 4, and 5 just. It's on level. It's on par with the way the Pistons dominated that 04 Lakers team, who would have had Malone, Peyton, Shaq, and Bryant. I think was Ori still on that team, and Fisher. Like, that Pistons team, the way they dominated that Lakers in that series, like on par with the way the Spurs dominated the 2014 Heat. Like, man, this is garbage. Spurs, Pistons. Bleed green, boys and gals. Celtics, although technically it should be pronounced Celtics, you would root for one of the all-time winningest sports franchise. That was the Celtic team there. Yeah, man, that was a good team. And like, I really wish they had won. Like, can you say they were underachieving team? Because they should have been there in the 09 finals. It should have been them and the Lakers for 3 straight years. I really wish they had won the 2010 finals too. Ray Allen throws daggers, man. He had that dagger in Game 6 against the the Spurs in that final. So, yeah, he is a boss. Manny says, finish teaching on Zoom. So many Bueller moments and teaching to black boxes. So you're still teaching on Zoom? Or like you finally reached the point where it's done? Doc's Cards in the chat. What's up, man? Let's go, Suns. Booker's making a statement. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked. I thought, and maybe I'm just totally throwing Denver under the bus. I really thought the Suns, what a gentleman's sweep. I thought it was going to be a 4-1 series. The series has been a little tougher than I thought it would be for the Suns, but I didn't think they were going to stop. I didn't think anything was going to stop the Suns from winning the title this year, other than maybe Milwaukee. But then Milwaukee bowed out the first round. Crazy, but injuries do affect things. But yeah, the Suns kind of. I don't see how they are not going to win it this year, and I don't know. Maybe the Suns are similar to the Spurs, where they should be the team that dominates the playoffs, but they're always hanging around and a fight with everything. 22. I wouldn't mind seeing Booker get a ring. I was pulling for him against Giannis. Yeah, same thing. But I was really going for both of those teams. It was cool seeing. It was really cool seeing both those franchises, which not necessarily known for their winning ways. At least the Suns have had brief periods, but the Bucks, I'd never seen them other than the run when they had was it Ford from the Longhorns on their team. But yeah, that definitely was a heartbreaker being up 2-0. Back had to do some work. Welcome back, Mike. Let me see. Sorry. Not highlighting the chat. If you guys have come in later, my phone is going slow, so I'm just reading it off. But let's see. Bottom tier, yeah. Go to work. Pistons were amazing. Oh yeah. Those 04 team of the Pistons, like, man, and that's another team that perhaps underachieved. They made the that run of. I don't want to say underachieved because it's hard to consistently be where you're at, but they had that run of conference final appearances, but only the 2 NBA finals appearances, and that series with the Spurs. I remember the first 4 games being blowouts, and then that game 5, and big shot Rob, man, Robert Horry, and I could remember being so, not that I should be scared, but your fandom, like when the Pistons won Game 6 in San Antonio, I was like, dude, they're gonna win Game 7. Like, I did not believe the Spurs were gonna win that, but fantastic. Good times. I have the newspapers from that finals when the Spurs clinched it. I have the Game 5 paper, and then I have the of the San Antonio Express News, and then I have the Game 7 victory one. Doc says, I find your lack of faith in the Suns disturbing. I'm sorry. I thought they were going to just dominate this. 22 says, sounds like you were teaching on Zoom, fanboy. That's what I would do if I were a teacher. Oh, man alive. I got to get a laptop back. This is not cool. That's what I would do if I were a teacher. Just share your screen to the class. Mike says, Boston all the way. Hybrid in Zoom in person. Got you, Manny. 22 says, biggest thing wrong with the Suns is Kevin Durant. Not a fan of Durant. I don't understand Durant because he should be like, it's all there, right? But I guess like physically, but I don't know if it's a mental thing, but I don't know. Bottom tier, Bucks haven't been serious contenders since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played there. Giannis woke that franchise up. Right. So that's what I'm saying. It was good they were there to give their fans a shot, right? 22 says, my Celtic fandom started in high school. I picked them at the start of the playoffs just to have a team to root for. They won it that year, and that solidified it for me. Well, there you go, man. There you go. Oh, man alive. Let me go back to this because. So 22 says, my fandom started in high school. I picked them at the start of the playoffs just to have a team to root for. They won it that year and solidified it. Man, dude, how old are you? You were in high school when that team won? I was almost 10. I was almost 10 years out of school at that point. Oh, all these youngins. Doc says, Evils comics. I was never a fan of Durant until he put purple and orange. Hey, man, sometimes that happens. I was never a McGrady fan, and then Tracy McGrady was a Spur for a little bit. I wish they would have won the title that year because it could have got McGrady a ring. Alex Big Blue in the chat. What's up, Alex? Manny says, I'm a Knicks fan. Enough said. Overhyped like we won something. Hey, man, it's there have been very few like Nick moments in like what the last 20 years. I think the last glory was the Knicks and the Spurs in the finals, and then just very, very dark ages. But then you guys had Jeremy Lin for that run. But what are y'all guys in the second round? The series is what 2-1 or 2-2. So, hey man, slowly build that bad boy up. Mike says I like them with the Rockets, but the dude is a crybaby. Who are we talking about there? Man, this screen just goes blank. All right, there we go. Back. Oh, okay. You liked McGrady with the Rockets, but he's a crybaby. You know who I really, really liked with the Rockets was Steve Francis. Like, oh man, like he was just one of those scrappy players, dude. And I love a scrappy basketball player. That's why I was an Iverson fan. But like I can see, like I mean, I can see all the flaws. Like I see the flaws. Greatest press conference ever, though, right? We talk about practice. But I'm a fan of his his gameplay. Bottom tier collector says I followed Grant Hill around in the '90s, and when Tracy McGrady left Orlando, I officially became a Pistons fan. 22 responds, War Eagle. No, that's not what he said. He says, I told you Durant is a female dog. Oh, man alive. Got you, bottom. Okay, let's see. Seen an old Jeremy Lin commercial recently and thought about the Knicks for 5 minutes. What was I was going through some old comics, and there's like certain, like the ads on the back. It's always crazy to see the ads on the back of the books or inside them, and just to think what was big at the time. Alex Big Blue Prime, I did that top 5 keys recently. Oh, fantastic. I got to go check that out. Yes. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't even say it today, but yeah, man, if you guys got a video to promote, and there was a whole bunch of you in here earlier, if you guys got a video that you just dropped or something you're about to drop this week, by all means, put it in the chat. I do not mind self-promotion. Now, I'm not going to be able to highlight it because the stream is wonky, but I will read it out loud. So, guys, Alex Big Blue did his top 5 keys recently. Give him a view. And who tagged Big Blue in that? Did you tag him, bottom tier? I remember saying that someone wanted that he didn't necessarily show keys and they wanted to see what he had. But that's awesome, Big Blue. Appreciate that. Appreciate you putting that out there because you made me triggered that thought in my head that I need to tell everybody to promote themselves. I have no issues with it. Mike says Steve Francis was dope. He would shop like regular people when he got to meet. Oh man, that's awesome. See, when I lived in San Antonio, I lived real close to a bowling alley. And we would see. I saw Tony Parker there quite a few times. So it was pretty cool. I know one time, it wasn't my store, but we sent someone else to go work at a different location. And when he was working there, he got to serve Tony and Eva Longoria when they were together. Lady Prime served the Red Rocket, Matt Bonner, and if you guys thought Matt Bonner just looked like a regular guy on the court, he looks like an even more regular guy in person. Okay, so bottom tier did tag you. Fantastic. All right. Well, Alex Big Blue, I look forward to seeing that video. Fantastic. Bottom tier says Iverson played in Detroit for the length of a cup of coffee. I was hyped. I'm telling you, man, some scrappy players, dude. They can bring it out in you. It's just, but like you can see their flaws, but like you just there's a love there that makes you see past those flaws. Bottom tier collector says WrestleMania 7 episode is up now. Okay, fantastic. I probably will listen to that overnight tonight. Manny says the top 10 Hulk related Spidey covers. Just uploaded it today after my laptop crashed. Lost a few long videos. Oh man, sorry about that. I saw someone posted on Instagram, and I wasn't there in time to be able to buy it. There's a real cool Spider-Man Hulk cover. I think it's king size Spidey number 12 or number 10. I saw it on Instagram for sale for $10 plus shipping. I wasn't able to get it quick enough because I want to get all these Spidey versus Hulk covers. But I saw it in the shop that I go to there in Corpus, but he wanted 25 for it, and I just wasn't ready to pop down 25. So, but I wonder if that made the list because I thought that was a fantastic Spidey versus Hulk cover. Yes, I saw it, but I didn't read it. 22 says, yes, what up, Lady Prime? A Celtics fan. Oh, is Lady Prime, let me see. I skipped her. Lady Prime, Celtics was my team for a long time, but I haven't watched NBA in years. Now I just go against whatever team fanboy is going for. I've never met a bigger Cowboys hater in my life than Lady Prime. I swear she does not root for my success. She roots for my downfall. Bottom tier says, Alex Big Blue, thanks for shouting that out, or for shouting that. Been waiting to see what you were working with. Yeah, for sure. Looking forward to that. And then I saw that you also released a new, I guess, recently read video, Alex, or am I mistaken? I saw something and I put it on my to watch list, so I got to check that out. 22 says, going live tonight and a new cameo or first appearance out this Thursday. Okay, cool. I guess tonight is your best alternatives, right? Mike says, stopped watching sports 20 years ago. All my sports knowledge comes from my brother. How is your brother, man? Is he doing all right? Are you guys doing all right? Because I know you probably had to miss some work, man. Hopefully everything's good. And hopefully, like, the stress and worries kind of wore off. Bottom tier says, speaking of scrappy players, how about my personal GOAT, Rodman? Only dude that could put Shaq in a box. Dude, Rodman, man. I mean, Rodman main evented multiple WCW pay-per-views. Like, Rodman's an all-timer, man. I remember his years with the Spurs, and I think obviously like a culture battle there, right? But far more should have been done when one of the all-time greats played in San Antonio. It's crazy. Alex Big Blue says, Bottom Tier Collector, yeah, it was a fun video to make. I agree. Mike says, oh, we hate the Cowboys. Thanks, Mike. I'm going to say this because most Cowboys haters hate Cowboys fans. I, too, hate Cowboys fans because it's either the end of the world or it's overhyped. I'm not that kind of Cowboys fan. Like, I realize, like, where we're at. I think Detroit is closer to being a Super Bowl contender than Dallas is, and we've been consistently – we're, like, at this spot, like, we're going to beat this. We're going to go to the second round, and we're going to lose. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Like, I have no confidence that we'll make the playoffs this year because – and it's not the talent. Like, we always have talented teams. It's a culture thing. It's a mindset thing. And until the Cowboys get past that hump, it's brutal being a Cowboys fan. I never heard. I should have checked the annuals for Hulk Spidey cover. It's a really, really good cover. At least I think so. It's kind of classic art, I think, indicative of that time period, which I think I'm leaning towards Bronze Age books, covers and stuff like that as being my favorite. I probably don't have many in the collection. Because reading wise, 2000, 2007, kind of around there is my favorite period. So that's going to make up the bulk of my collection for reading wise. But just like art, like I think bronze, there's a certain beauty to it. 22 says, new Comically Comics podcast episode out today as well. I was listening to that on the way home. That's when y'all were talking about Annihilation Conquest, I guess. And I only got about 19 minutes in, I think, because I didn't start listening to it right away. Maybe I'm a little further in. I'm when y'all got to issue 3. And that's a fun podcast to listen to because you guys are just destroying that series. And so I thought that was hilarious. Good times. I don't use the language you use, but I have to say that you did make me bust out laughing quite a few times. Lady Prime says she also served Antonio Daniels too. That's right. And I swear Robert Ory went by the store too. I swear he did. Bottom Tier Collector says, currently the Tennessee Titans are the team I put the most energy into. My wife trolls me and will pull for divisional rivals. Isn't it terrible? I mean, but like, okay, like have my back, Lady Prime. But then on the same token, I'm like, yeah, let's have this rivalry because when I win, I'm gonna rub it in your face so bad. Mike says, doing good. Had to use vacation, but he's healing, doing well. Okay, all right. Monetarily, you're okay. Is that kind of like you got to use vacation time and cash it in? And I'm not trying to like get into your personal business, but I mean, if there's something that I can, hey man, I could send you a few bucks here or there to help you out because that I can understand like how that would have been a very stressful time / situation. Lady Prime says, I've seen David Robinson in person at the movies when I was a teenager. That's right. I remember you telling me that story. Alex says, yeah, there was my top 10 image heroes before that and a comic haul after that. That's what I remember. I remember seeing your comic haul, but I remember you talking about your image books or characters was going to be coming up soon. 22 says, glad to hear that, Mike. Yes, for sure, for sure. 22 says, not glad to hear that you had to use vacation, but that he's doing better. Yeah, I think we understood that. Manny says, I'm a Giants fan, so I love the Cowboy tears. I think the Giants are the one team in the East that I don't really have hate for. And like I cannot stand the Redskins, and they're forever going to be the Redskins to me. I cannot stand the Eagles. But the Giants, I'm a fan of the Giants. I feel like the Giants are kind of like your blue collar team. And so like they're hard to hate for me. I love beating them. Don't get me wrong. But I don't hate them, if that makes sense. Lady Prime, I bet he seemed huge. Yeah, especially since Lady Prime is already small and then in her teenage years. 22 says, I stopped watching the NFL with Emmitt Smith left. Thanks, 22. Oh, as far as 22 speaking, Mike telling 22 thanks. Got you. 22 Comics, please tell me that is where you got your name from because that was my first thought when I saw your name. I was like, oh, there's an Emmitt Smith fan. Bottom tier says 22. You've missed a lot of Tom Brady since then. Oh, yeah, a lot of Tom Brady. Mike says, just got tired of watching a ball going back and forth for hours. I mean, I get it, dude. I get it. 22 languages, everything. I get it, Mike, man. I get it. Why you would get out of it. For me, it's just another escape. And that's probably why I don't have enough time for comics because I have all these escapes. But yeah, I get it. Mike says, now we're doing good financially, though. Kind of had money set aside for this. Awesome. Well, that's good. And great to hear that, man. So, and I'm glad everything is kind of, settling down and getting better. Just got to go through the healing process and whatnot. So that's excellent. And like I said, wasn't trying to get too into your business. Just, man, if there's something I could do, and I'm sure the other members of the community, I'm sure they reached out to you, even, not in the live stream format, but I think everybody would be there to have your back, Mike. 22 says Tom Brady is a loser, happens to win. I love that assessment. Absolutely, that's the origin of my name. Fantastic, dude. That's awesome. So there's this little shop outside the store. I mean, outside the school I went to, little convenience store, and would go there in the mornings because we could still kind of walk off campus in the mornings. And Emmitt Smith happened to be hunting in the area, and so there were a few of the kids would come back that morning. It was one of the days I happened not to go to that convenience store, and man, I would love to meet Emmitt Smith one day. What a definitely a hero, like definitely a big piece of my childhood. Bottom tier says the Eagles have made it personal for me. Stole AJ Brown from the Titans and got the best out of Jalen Hurts that Saban couldn't. But Hurts got you guys to the national championship. Like I don't know. But I guess in your thoughts that Jalen Hurts couldn't win a national championship. So I don't know. I got to feel for Jalen Hurts because, you get benched and then Tua comes in, not only steals your job, but wins the national championship. And then, the next year, yeah. That Alabama team, that Oklahoma team that Jalen Hurts play. Did they go play Alabama in the playoffs? I think they did. But I would definitely say that Jalen, don't feel too sorry for Jalen. He just played in a Super Bowl while Tua still is trying to figure out what kind of pro quarterback he is. So many jokes there, bottom tier. Lady Prime says, yeah, bottom tier. He was so tall, it was crazy. Mike says, nah, you're good and you can be in my business. Mike, that's hilarious. Just know, man, it was it's genuine, dude. Like, man, I thought about it when you posted that on Instagram. I thought about sending you a message, but I was like, nah, I don't want to send that right now because you were going through a lot, and I was gonna put commenting on the post was enough. I didn't want to direct message you at the time, just because, like I said, there's a lot going on, and I know that if I was in that situation, like at some point, I want some silence and some some time to just be away from everything. 22. I did make an inappropriate comment to him. to David Robinson. Oh man. Bottom tier, 22 comments. I bruise easy. Bottom tier says, I'll never forget that first Hertz Iron Bowl that was billed as a blowout and we were hot garbage. Oh man, I'm trying to think of this. Hey, I can't remember. I'm trying to think when, because Alabama was always in contention around that time, weren't they? I can't remember. Oh, yes, because Alabama did not win the SEC that year, right? But they snuck into the playoff as a one-loss team, and then they beat Georgia in the national championship. Am I right? Mike says, actually, that was the best. I made the post to show him that the world cared about him. He got real depressed. So all the likes and comments really helped. Yeah. So that's why I commented on the post, because I had even read that you said that, and so I didn't do the DM, but yeah, the post. I'm glad that helped, and I'm glad the community could rally around and to I think being a light to people in this world, because there are so many things that can get people down, is awesome. Lady Prime said, let me clarify. I made an inappropriate comment to David Robinson. Shake myself. I have no self-control. You're going to have to tell me later what you said. Oh, man alive. All right, guys. I've been in here an hour and 42 minutes, and I said I was going to go early an hour. I went early an hour for the live so I could end early, and here I am trying to end it at the same time. But fantastic. I appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate the chat. But yeah, seriously, bottom tier, let's put together something when you get to the end of your WrestleMania series. Like I said, I kind of want to have a discussion, and I think it could go, it'd be at least an interesting topic that we could talk about on a live stream. Whether or not wrestling fans show up or comic book fans show up, who knows? But just for me and you to be able to talk face to face, I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool if David gets in on that as well. I tried to get David to come live today, but he was doing some cleaning, and I totally understand that. What do I have coming this week? This week, I'm going to redo my haul video from Friday, because I made a video in the truck, but the camera was shaky, and then I just kind of put together a video, and I shouldn't have done that. But I liked all these little comments in the video, and so I wanted to at least get that down. But I'll probably re-show those books in a better format, and then some books I picked up after the fact. It was the 2016 season, snuck into the playoffs, and hardly got a first down on Clemson in the title game. What? Was that hurt? I thought that was the Tua game where they hardly got Man, I'm gonna have to go look that up. I'll get serious about the live streaming for that conversation, man. Fantastic. Yeah, David, for sure. We'll plan that live. Fantastic. Well, everybody, thanks for being here, man. You guys made today fun. Hope everybody has an awesome week the rest of this week. And bottom tier collector, he is lying. He will never be bottom tier is lying. He will never be serious. Well, I mean, that's all right though. That's all right too, though. But everybody have a fantastic week. We'll see you guys in the comments section and in the live stream chats, and have fun out there. Ollie James will send you guys off. If I can do it, I don't know. Been having trouble all day. There it is.
Video. Say thank you for watching. Subscribe.
Bye.
Say.
Bye. See you next time.
Hey guys, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. You guys rock.